Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, and sometimes hair, so that sounds like your thing. Make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not gonna see here on YouTube. I really wanted to make this video because judging by some of the comments I get and what I've seen online from like Reddit threads about skincare, about K-beauty in general, is that there's a bit of confusion about K-beauty's South Korean stance on animal testing within cosmetics. And I think this idea comes heavily from the fact that if you're going to sell your brand in China, they have to be animal tested, as China still requires your products to be animal tested, which of course is crazy, is stupid. I'm not a scientist, but I don't really understand why animal testing is still happening when I just feel like it makes no sense to test products made for humans on an animal. But today we're going to be talking about Korean skincare in particular because it's my favorite and rightfully very, very popular, and is one of the main things I get asked when I talk about Korean skincare. So yes, of course you are going to get Korean and even Japanese products sold in China. The difference is, we'll come onto it a bit later as well, is that if you're importing your products into China, if you're selling online, products directly mailed to customers in China from overseas do not have to be animal tested. Now what's amazing is actually the Korean National Assembly passed a bill, I think it was back in 2016, 2 years earlier than it was supposed to be passed, that banned companies from testing ingredients and cosmetics on animals. And all companies had to abide by this by 2018. So it's going to get a little bit complicated now, but you think that because animal testing is banned, of course, here in the EU, in South Korea, that all Korean skincare must be 100% cruelty-free. Well, it's not. During my research, as I mentioned, things got a little bit complicated. This video was going to be about vegan skincare, but I got a lot more research to do on that. But I came across the website Beauty and Soul, and on their blog post, they have done their research. They mention how the larger brands, the larger K-beauty brands, can create two of the same formula, one that's to be sold in China and one that's to be sold everywhere else. Of course, the Chinese version has been tested on animals and the Korean version has not. So whilst their product may be cruelty-free, it doesn't mean that as a company they are 100% cruelty-free. They go on to mention how some of the brands allow their products to be tested on animals so that they are sold in China. So whilst the company themselves do not test their products on animals, an independent company, lab, whatever, based in China will test those products on animals. In fact, Sonam Park and Pyongyang Yul are actually in the process of registering their products with the Chinese FDA, so they will be shortly selling in China if they aren't already. However, there are brands that sell in China that still remain 100% cruelty-free. Brands such as COSRX, Mizon, Thank You Pharma, all brands that sell in China but are able to able to find the loophole to not test on animals. And this is by selling in Hong Kong where the animal testing laws do not apply. It is then shipped from Hong Kong directly to the customer's residence in China. And that's one thing that's very important, is as long as the brand doesn't sell in a physical building in China, they are still able to ship their products into China and avoid any kind of animal testing. I think I've covered it. I think. But today I'll be sharing those brands that are truly cruelty-free as of the date of posting these videos. Things may have changed, you never know, but let's get into it. I've already mentioned COSRX. COSRX do not test on animals whatsoever. However, one thing I did come across in my research when I was also looking into vegan skincare is people's stance on the production of honey and stale mucin within skincare. And whilst COSRX say that this is done humanely, and I believe then they're a very trustworthy brand, it's kind of up to you as a consumer to decide whether you feel that harvesting, I guess, and farming these animals for production of skincare is cruelty-free. I've really recently got back into COSRX as of my COSRX brand review, but some of my favorite products of all time has to be the aloe vera sunscreen. Really gentle on your skin, not irritating, nourishing enough if you have dry skin, and if you have oily skin you can use this as your moisturizer and sunscreen in the summer. Of course, their Mela 14 white ampoule that I just have to have all the time. I've got like 3 bottles of it in my drawer right now because I use this pretty much on a nearly daily daily basis. It's so good at evening out my skin tone and any pigmentation. More recently though, I've been loving their alcohol-free toner. It's refreshing, it's hydrating, it restores that pH, and I've rediscovered their Blackhead Power Liquid, which I always mention, I just don't know why I stopped using it ever. After using it, the next day my skin just looks really like pore-free and flawless and uncongested, which is a huge thing when you have oily skin. Next up, we have a brand that I'm not crazy familiar with, and in fact I tried to research online and couldn't find anything, but this is Makeprem. I just want to thank a website called CreddyThink who recently gifted me a few items, a few that are coming up. It's not sponsored, but recently I mentioned how I feel like I was a bit of stuck in a bit of a rut with trying to find new brands and exciting brands rather than all the usual brands that we all know and love. But they are a website that stocks K-beauty that is cruelty-free, kind of has the approach of clean beauty, but also really cool indie brands that you may have never seen before. So not sponsored, just a cool place to shop if you want to discover new, not so mainstream K-beauty. But yeah, they sent me these Makeprem sunscreens, and whilst I won't be doing a heavy review yet, this is more of a first impression. Two of them are mineral sunscreens, and I never use mineral sunscreens because I find they leave a horrible white cast, they dry me out, but these don't. These feel so good on the skin. You have one that's soothing, and then you have one in a stick form that, whilst a little bit white to begin with, once you press it in or rub it in a little bit, looks really pretty flawless on the skin. But Makeprem, a cruelty-free brand that I'm kind of wanting to know more about now. And that's the same with essentree. I initially thought this was like a fake Innisfree, but it's not. It's actually a really, really cool brand that again focus on that clean beauty and are of course cruelty free. I had to get their green tea fresh toner. I actually saw this on one of Soko Glam's like monthly curations video. Can't remember what one it was, but this is great for controlling excess sebum and just generally revitalizing your skin. Green tea is known for helping reduce the appearance of larger pores, evening out your skin tone, and just generally keeping you look fresh. This smells a little bit funny to begin with, but then you get like this kind of like iced tea smell, and it's really, really nice, really refreshing. I kind of want this in a spray bottle. But yeah, looking forward to using this and hopefully giving you a more extensive review at a later date. But essentree is another brand that are cruelty free, and I'm kind of really leading the way in the cruelty free and clean movement within K-beauty. And on that note, we have Sioris, again known for their clean beauty approach with I think nearly 100% of their ingredients actually being natural, but only the best natural ingredients. They're very fussy when it comes to picking the right products at the right time of the year, from the right harvest for their skincare. I absolutely love their Time Is Running Out mist. It's a great product to use. It's like a 3-in-1. So I got their milky cleanser, their day cream, their night cream, and I also got a toner of theirs in my cupboard that I haven't opened yet. But again, a brand that I really, really love, and if you're into your more natural skincare and your skin prefers that, then this is definitely a brand to go for. Of course, we have Dear Claire's, or Claire's, a brand I've grown to absolutely love over the last year. I think actually all of their the vast majority of their products are vegan, bar 2, I think it is. But of course, their products are cruelty free as well. They got a huge selection of skincare, and I feel very experimental with what they release. Some of my personal favorites are of course the vitamin C drops, the midnight blue calming cream, and their sunscreen. 3 products that you have to try. And then of course we have Neogen, who are completely cruelty free, which is so great for me because I absolutely love a lot of their products. Every time I try one of their products, I'm like, this is my new favorite. I obviously love their essence. I'm using the green tea like exfoliating pads, and even their sunscreens are definitely worth a try. When it comes to cruelty free products, I'm glad that pretty much every product I use is on that cruelty-free list. I will be going through and making sure that I'm not supporting any cruelty-free brands, making sure that they do not sell in China. I'm gutted because I wanted to do a Pianqiang Yule brand review, but I need to double check this whole selling in China thing. I believe they've actually confirmed themselves that they are selling in China. If they are, you will not be seeing a review of theirs on this channel. It's cruel and just irrelevant. I just think the findings of animal testing is completely irrelevant. It just doesn't make sense. So please share below your favorite cruelty-free brands. If any of these brands that I've mentioned, you may have a sneaky suspicion they're not 100% cruelty-free, whilst I have done as much research as I could to make sure they are, do let us know. Let's name and shame. And any more indie brands as well that you think I should try out, I definitely want to hear those. Yeah, but that is it from me now, guys. I will see you next time.